So I know that we have Donkey Kong Country Returns, and that could be seen as Donkey Kong Country 4. But I want to make a video talking about what if they went and now I don't know, with Rare and everything, I don't know if there's like legality to any of this at all. I have no idea. Like I don't know if they could make it look exactly like 1, 2, or 3. But let's just ignore all of that and let's just say that all of it is possible and can be done. What and I also know that there's like a ROM hack or a ROM or whatever. I'm starting to say because I was gonna make some sort of joke about like I gotta be careful because like Nintendo might eat me alive because I'm making this video because I said ROM hack or ROM or whatever. But if there, well, anyway, what I was saying was I know that there is like a Donkey Kong Country 4 like thing made by like fans or whatever or a fan. I don't know. I don't know what the size of the team was, but what would it look like if they made one final Donkey Kong Country that was a sequel to the third one, or just the original trilogy in general, and it looked more like that world? Because, like I said, I know you could just be like, this video is pointless. Donkey Kong Country Returns exists. In my opinion, that's not like it sucks because I can't talk about this without sounding like snobby or like, nostalgia glasses or however you want to look at it. But I don't mind that those games exist. I think Tropical Freeze is good. I'm not a fan of Returns, but I want to see if my mind changes with Returns HG. But I said that weird. But when it comes to the older Donkey Kong countries, to me, they have this feel, they have this aesthetic, they have like there's just something about those that Returns to me did not. I don't think it did it. And even with Tropical Freezing, with me liking it, I think it's just a really good platformer. As a Donkey Kong game, yes, you're playing as Donkey Kong and Dixie Kong and Diddy Kong and Cranky Kong. I don't really think it feels like Donkey Kong to me. Like, it just, I don't know. Like, I'm glad that they exist. I'm glad that Tropical Freeze came out as good as it did. I just don't really feel that it's like the older ones. So, with all of that out of the way, what would it look like if they were to make a Donkey Kong Country 4? I think that it'd be really, really neat if they had a thing where it was like all of the playable characters from the original trilogy. So you have Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, Dixie Kong, Kiddy Kong, and then Funky Kong comes back and he's still like the person that'll help you get to different areas. Candy Kong comes back and allows you to save. Well, they could do a thing where it's like Candy Kong's there and then there's like a picture of Wrinkly Kong or unless if they don't consider her passed away at that point. Because I don't know. This is like the Zelda timeline. Would this fit before Donkey Kong 64? I don't know. But for those who don't know, spoiler alert, Wrinkly Kong has passed on. So I don't know if they'd have like maybe Candy Kong and Wrinkly Kong like together. Maybe like they could have like funny dialogue or something. But it would be so cool to have them all like they're all just like all of them are hanging out. And it's like all of the problems are done. Like they're just very clearly hanging out. There's like nothing going on and they're just enjoying everything. And then a dark cloud goes over, like so there's a huge shadow that casts over and King K. Rool comes out. And it's like, no, like I'm back and like this time I mean business. Like I'm not messing around. And like just some crazy stuff starts happening. Like it like seems like darker than the other three. Like it's not like so dark that it's like Doom, like it's not like mature rated, but it's like darker. And it's like, okay, like we all got to band together and, defeat King K. Rool again. But it'd be neat to be able to play as all of the Kongs that were playable in the original trilogy. They could even add like another playable character if they want. Oh, I forgot Cranky Kong. My bad. Cranky Kong's gotta get thrown in there somehow. I don't know about playable, but maybe they have a Kong that's, I don't know, like they could add a Kong, but I feel like for this in particular, probably not. And I'm also thinking, I guess not including Donkey Kong 64 Kongs. I mean, they could, but maybe they would act more as like side characters. Maybe not ones that you necessarily play as, or maybe if you do play as them, it's like very much like its own mission type of thing. But I think it'd be really neat to go through those worlds again. Like it'd be new worlds, but just similar aesthetic that would fit more in line with like Donkey Kong Country 1 or 2. Probably not 3, but 1 or 2. like right, like it would just fit within that realm, like graphic style and like the aesthetic of it. And I think it'd be so cool for them to throw in like 2 new animal buddies or something. Like all the animal buddies come back and there's like 2 new ones, and it's just like this one last grand adventure. I just think that would be so cool. It would allow for like fans that have been like wanting the old stuff to come back and everything, that we get like one last hurrah. Because like again, I don't mind the new ones at all. I don't mind them. Like it's cool that Donkey Kong's still going on. But honestly, with what they do now, I'd rather them just take a different route. Like I'd rather them just do like a 2.5D or like a 3D or just like something different. Because I feel like we never got one last hoorah with Donkey Kong Country. I feel like Returns is just so different from what I think of with Donkey Kong Country. And you could just say that's like nostalgia, but just with even how it plays, like it's just different to me. And it's not that they can't do anything different, but the way I compare it is like Mario. Like Mario usually they'll do different things, but there's also familiarity. And it's fun to experience the new with the old. And it just really felt like with Donkey Kong Country, they were just like, yeah, we're getting rid of all the old. And so I just think it'd be cool to get one last time where it's like, because they could still do like new enemies too, but it would just be so cool to have one like, again, last hurrah. I was gonna say like comeback game, but like one last hurrah where it's like, here's all the old stuff, here's some new stuff mixed into it. It's more in line with like a retro type of game, not Retro Studios, but like retro style. So it's like more in line with like that pixelated look, I guess. I don't know if it'd have to be pixelated, but just definitely more the aesthetic. Because I feel like the aesthetic of like the at least Tropical Freeze, it's like the way I describe it is it's like almost like plasticky, kind of. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I feel like it just comes off differently than what I would like imagine. Like if Returns and Tropical Freeze didn't exist and it was like, hey, create in your head a new Donkey Kong Country, I don't think I would have ever thought of like that graphic style. The graphic style of the older ones compared to the newer ones, it's not just about like, to me it's not just about like, oh, the hardware is better so it just looks different. To me it's just how the art style is in general. So I think it'd be cool if they were to make it more in line with the older ones, but still have like a different like, I feel like Rare was very good at like with 1, 2, and 3. Like 3 for me isn't like my favorite. I really prefer the way 1 and 2 look, but 1 and 2 don't look the same. So it'd be cool if they could make another one where they don't look the same, but they fit. Because like from 1 to 2, they don't look the same, but I feel like it fits. Like I don't play 2 and go like, wow, this doesn't fit the Donkey Kong Country style. So I think it'd be cool if they did that, and we just got one last hurrah. I just think it'd be fun, but this is more of just like a Marson just blabbing about a dream game because I don't think it's ever going to happen. I think at the very least, we will get one more Donkey Kong Country, and I'll be happy with that. Don't get me wrong. I will be happy with that, but I think it'd just be more like Tropical Freeze, except I do think K. Rool would probably maybe come back. I don't know that my opinion changes on that a lot depending on what's going on. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, and take care.